Can everybody hear me? Awesome. What's up? So, laser death match awesomeness leads into me preaching a message, and that's awesome. So, hopefully you all can catch your breath and listen for a few minutes, and we'll be set. How many of you guys have brothers?
I do.
I can't even see you. Alright. How many of you have a younger brother? You have a younger brother? Awesome. How many of you pick on your younger brother? Well, my pants. Listen up. I pick on my younger brother a lot when I was younger, like in high school. And for example, when one day my brother and I and my best friend Jonathan were hanging out at my house, and we got bored, my friend Jonathan and I, and so we decided that what better thing to do than pick on my little brother. So we decided that we saw a can of Sam cooking spray on the kitchen table, and we were like, well, what should we do with that? And we decided that we were going to spray my brother down with it. I don't know why we thought that. It was just one of those things you had to do. So we run into the other room and start spraying it, just kind of a little bit at a time. And then he got mad, obviously. And my little brother, when he got mad, he was kind of feisty. And so he tried to fight us off a little bit. And before long, this Pam cooking spray fight ended up outside the yard with me chasing him around with the spray and him chasing me around with a knife. And so, I don't know, it was just like a funny thing we did. My brother chased me around with a knife and I chased him around with cooking spray. And so for a while there, we were running around the yard, and then I realized my brother might actually stab me. So I decided I did the only thing I could do. I ran into the house and locked the door and locked him outside. Now, I mean, it wasn't freezing cold. It wasn't wintertime. It was during the summertime, so it wasn't that bad. But me and Jonathan were hanging out, laughing our heads off, and then all of a sudden the phone rang. And apparently my brother walked down to the neighbor's house and called my mom at work and told her what happened. And she calls me, and she's like, were you chasing your brother around the yard with cooking spray? Kind of laughing, like not really believing. I'm like, well, yeah, we were doing that. She's like, let your brother in the house. And so we let him in the house, and I was kind of scared, but he didn't stab me, and he kind of let it go. And that's what I did to my brother, little things like that. And now we're grown up, and it's better. But anyway, although I was kind of mean to my brother that day, nothing compares to the situation that I've been reading about and studying about in the last few weeks. This story of mean brothers, really cruel brothers who hated their brother. They didn't like him at all. They weren't all about their brother. And so the reason they didn't like their brother was because he kind of got special treatment from their dad. Their dad kind of gave him special gifts and kind of showed him a little extra love. And he got a little extra attention, so they didn't like that. They weren't all about that. So they were mean to him. And really, they weren't just mean, they were cruel. You guys remember the story of Joseph, right? In the Old Testament, Genesis, it's a familiar Sunday school story if you went to Sunday school. But if not, his brothers, they didn't like him. He had a cool coat, and his dad loved him a lot. And so they got furious about it because they didn't like that. So they threw him in a hole. And one of the resourceful brothers, after they kind of threw him in this huge hole, decided, hey, we should make some money off this deal. So they sold him. They sold him into slavery. And this caravan was coming through the town. They're like, let's sell him to these guys. That's cool. And so that's what they did. They sold one of their brothers to this crazy caravan that they turned him into a slave. And so this led him down a path of slavery in Egypt. He ended up in Egypt, and he ended up in the Pharaoh's house, where the Pharaoh made him a servant, and the Pharaoh kind of showed favor on him for a little while. And so that's a little bit of a change. Joseph never really got, he got attention from his parents, but it wasn't really that unique to him. He wasn't really liked a lot, but the Pharaoh liked him. But however, in the blink of an eye, everything changed. He came across this woman, Potiphar's wife, who kind of accused him of kind of coming onto her. She came onto him actually a couple times, and he was like, no, we're not having any of that. And then she got mad at him, and she framed him, and he ended up in prison because he was accused of something he didn't even do. To this point in his life, Joseph couldn't get a break. His brothers cruelly threw him into a huge hole, which led him to Egypt, which led him into the prison cell he was at currently. Can you imagine? Can you imagine going down that path? Can you, like, what's that about? What the heck, you know? How awesome is that? Being in a prison cell after your brother sold you into slavery and being accused of something you didn't do, and now you're sitting on a cold, hard floor of a prison cell, trying to think about how did I end up where I am, and thinking about questions like, what would I do if I ever saw my brothers again? How would I react? What would I do? Would I scream at them? Would I yell at them? These things are going through his mind. How would I pay them back? Because there's no way they're getting away with this. There's no way they're getting away with this. They deserve something. They deserve payback. So the story continues, and Pharaoh finds out about Joseph's gift of interpreting dreams. And Pharaoh had been having this dream kind of over and over about these different things, and he didn't understand what was going on. So he heard that this guy Joseph, who was in prison, could interpret the dream for him. So he calls Joseph in. He says, I need you to interpret this dream. And basically what Joseph does is he interprets the dream as a famine that's coming across the land. And this famine is going to kind of take out a lot of people. I mean, they're going to start starving. And so the thing is Pharaoh appreciated the news because now they can prepare for the famine that was ahead of time. So Joseph tells him about that, and graciously the Pharaoh doesn't make him go back to prison. What he does is he makes him in charge. He puts him in charge of not just a segment of Egypt, but he puts him in charge of the whole thing. He puts him in charge of distributing the grain and the food and everything. So this is kind of a upside down world for Joseph now. He's now on the top. He's the top dog, and there's no more mean brothers. There's no more crazy lady that accused him of this crime, and no more like just kind of pitiful life. Now he was on top. So that's pretty awesome. But the unexpected happened one day, and here's what the scripture says. Genesis chapter 42 says, when Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt, he said to his sons, why do you just keep looking at each other? He continued, I have heard that there is grain